What leads a man born in a poor Argentine neighborhood to become the head of the Catholic Church, the planet's most sacred institution? Why, among countless messages of faith, did he choose to speak so strongly for nature and a wounded earth crying for help each day? To understand that journey, we must begin from the sacred roots of Christianity and the first sermons of Jesus in the land of Galilee. Christian faith has survived persecution and empires to reach billions of hearts across centuries with a message of sacrifice and eternal hope. The Vatican, supreme symbol of Catholicism, holds not just spiritual power, but also stands as a beacon of eternal life and shared human hope. In that sacred stream, Pope Francis emerges as a humble light shining brightly from the south, born in Buenos Aires in the year 1936. Amid Argentina's harsh reality and deep faith, he chose not to rise above others, but to descend and be near the most vulnerable souls. His heart beats in rhythm with Mother Earth, echoing the forest, the Andes' breath, and Patagonia's peace through every prayer he whispers. That is why he once warned, "If we destroy nature, nature will strike back, because we cannot live separated from Mother Earth." This video invites you to embark on a sacred journey through the Holy Vatican and vast Argentina to feel faith, nature, and his southern soul. Vatican Museums is one of the largest museums in the world, with exhibition hallways stretching more than 4 miles in total. It houses over 7,000 artworks, but only about 2,000 selected items are officially displayed for visitors from around the world. A legend says one statue inside once cried during a prayer night, creating a powerful and unexplained spiritual mystery. Each artwork blends faith, art, and human spirit, reflecting centuries of religious expression and cultural creativity in one sacred place. Under Pope Francis, many interfaith exhibitions and dialogue events have been held to encourage understanding among different beliefs. Images of him, admiring ancient masterpieces, became symbols of compassion and human connection beyond religious or cultural boundaries. Vatican Gardens covers about 1/3 of the Holy See and features a peaceful atmosphere combining ancient architecture and natural beauty. The garden has been a prayer site for many popes, especially Pope Francis, who brings messages of global peace and unity. After one of his prayers, a group of white birds flew around the holy monument, seen by believers as a sacred sign from God. Vatican Gardens holds deep symbolic value for Catholic faith and has remained spiritually important through many centuries of church history. Since the Middle Ages, it has preserved old traces showing the connection between faith, nature, and the Church's spiritual leadership. The image of Pope Francis walking quietly beneath ancient trees symbolizes compassion, humility, and a strong closeness to humanity. St. Peter's Basilica is a Renaissance masterpiece with a dome nearly 450 feet tall, creating a grand and captivating appearance. It is believed to be the burial site of Saint Peter, the first pope, with sunlight shining directly from the dome to this sacred place. The dome was designed by Michelangelo when he was over 70 years old and remains the largest dome in the world today. Inside the church can hold up to 60,000 people, but there are no fixed seats, symbolizing openness to all believers. Some pilgrims have claimed to hear prayerful singing coming from deep within the crypt. Pope Francis often leads major ceremonies here, especially during the pandemic, when his lone prayer in the empty space moved millions worldwide. St. Peter's Square is a global religious symbol built in the 17th century with a unique elliptical shape and around 284 stone columns, each about 43 feet tall. The ancient Egyptian obelisk at the center is nearly 84 feet tall and weighs over 300 tons, standing as a witness to over 4,000 years of history. This square is believed to be near the place where St. Peter was crucified upside down, showing the highest humility of faith. Millions of pilgrims come here to receive the Pope's blessing, especially during major events like Easter. It is also the stage of historic moments such as papal inaugurations and global funerals, marking its sacred and cultural significance in human memory. Mount Sinai in Egypt is one of the most sacred and mysterious places on earth, known for the story of Moses receiving the Ten Commandments from God. Its landscape is stunning, with steep, dark red granite cliffs that glow majestically when touched by the sunrise. Although it rises about 7,500 feet, many pilgrims choose to hike overnight to witness the sunrise at the summit as a deeply spiritual ritual. Mount Sinai holds not only biblical meaning, but also served as a cultural crossroads thousands of years ago during ancient migrations. Natural phenomena like strange echoes, rock color changes under sunlight, and dry, hot air create a mystical atmosphere. Jerusalem is one of the holiest cities in the world, connecting the three major religions: Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. This city has existed for over 3,000 miles and was destroyed at least 2 times and captured 44 times, proving its strategic and spiritual value. The architecture here stands out with ancient limestone buildings that glow under desert sunlight in a mystical and sacred way. Jerusalem is tied to the story of Jesus Christ's death and resurrection, making it a pilgrimage destination for millions of believers each year. Jerusalem is the oldest continuously inhabited city in the world. The city's name is mentioned more than 600 times in the Bible, but it does not appear even once in the Quran, despite being deeply important to Muslims. Despite many conflicts in history, the city remains a symbol of faith, where different religions coexist in one sacred space. Bethlehem is spiritually significant because it is revered as the birthplace of Jesus Christ, a monumental event that marks the beginning of global Christian history. During winter, snow sometimes covers the town, creating a legendary scene rarely seen in dry desert regions. This place is a rare religious meeting point, where Christians, Muslims, and Jews have lived together with mutual respect. A unique holy story here is about angels appearing to shepherds, showing a spiritual link between heaven and earth. Bethlehem was also the hometown of King David and once served as a powerful ancient center in biblical history. Every year on Christmas Eve, tens of thousands of pilgrims gather here to join sacred rituals and prayers of faith. El Chalten lies in the rugged Patagonia Mountains, where sharp granite peaks rise through the clouds like ancient stone spears. The name El Chalten comes from the native Tehuelche language, meaning mountain that swallows clouds, with sacred and powerful meaning. This area was officially founded in 1985 as part of a plan to protect Argentina's southern border territory. It is known as Argentina's trekking capital, attracting thousands of visitors to explore forest trails, icy streams, and snow-covered mountains. Most hiking trails are free and easy to reach, offering routes for beginners as well as experienced mountain climbers. A legend says an ancient spirit lives in the clouds and returns with the wind to test the courage of humans. Los Glaciares National Park is one of the largest parks in South America, covering over 2,100 square miles with massive glaciers from the Andes. Tall ice walls over hundreds of feet reflect blue light, creating a magical and dreamlike scene across the frozen landscape. A special natural event is the sudden collapse of giant ice blocks, causing loud, thunder-like sounds and splashing water. Some glaciers in this park are still growing, which is rare in today's world of climate change and warming temperatures. This park is also home to rare animals, like the Andean condor and the wild guanaco, living freely in nature. In 1981, UNESCO declared the park a Natural World Heritage Site because of its geological value and striking natural scenery. The Basilica of Our Lady of Luján is the most sacred spiritual symbol in Argentina, with neo-Gothic architecture and twin bell towers reaching about 348 feet. The small statue of Our Lady of Luján is around 15 inches tall, made of terracotta, and wears a blue and white cloak, matching the national flag. A legend says in 1630, a cart carrying the statue mysteriously stopped, as if the Virgin chose that place to stay. This place is not only a faith center, but also a site that unites communities and preserves Argentina's deep national spirit. The Metropolitan Cathedral is a religious architectural masterpiece, blending neoclassical and Baroque styles, with a dome rising nearly 100 feet and a finely carved facade. It serves as the spiritual center for millions of believers, hosting grand masses and sacred national ceremonies. A unique fact is that the cathedral was built on an ancient ceremonial site, symbolizing a fusion of native and Christian traditions. It also plays a key role in modern history, hosting national memorials and welcoming the Pope during his important visit. Beyond its spiritual value, the cathedral is a cultural hub for the community, featuring humanitarian and artistic events that promote love and unity. Church of St. Ignatius of Loyola stands out with its bright Baroque style and interiors carved with marble and gold leaf. It holds deep spiritual meaning, linked to the Jesuit order and the scholarly spirit taught by St. Ignatius of Loyola. Pilgrims come not only to admire the design, but also to find a sacred light that awakens their inner peace. A shared story says some visitors felt a strange light or emotional change after attending night services. Many major events happen here, such as St. Ignatius Day celebrations and classical Christmas concerts. Over the centuries, the church has stayed strong as a center of religion, art, and cultural meaning. Talampaya is a national park known for its towering red sandstone cliffs rising over 460 feet, forming a desert landscape that feels like another planet. The strange rock shapes such as columns, stone towers, and natural arches were formed by millions of years of wind and water erosion. This place is not only beautiful, but also a treasure of archaeology, with many dinosaur and plant fossils dating back more than 230 million years. What makes Talampaya truly unique is its rare blend of surreal landscapes, archaeological treasures, and mysterious spiritual legends. It is one of the few places on Earth where nature, history, and myth combine to create an unforgettable experience. Peninsula Valdez is a huge peninsula in Patagonia, known for its wild nature and rare, rich marine ecosystems that attract many scientists. Each year, more than 2,000 southern right whales return here to give birth close to shore, creating an unforgettable natural scene. Killer whales here use a special hunting method where they launch themselves onto beaches, which is only seen in this place. This place is also home to elephant seals, sea lions, and hundreds of rare, migratory birds that live along its cliffs and coasts. Because of its wild beauty and rare wildlife, Peninsula Valdez was declared a Natural World Heritage Site by UNESCO. Tierra del Fuego National Park is the only place in Argentina where ancient forests touch the cold Southern Ocean of the Americas. In autumn, lenga and kaihue trees change into bright red and yellow colors that light up the wild landscape like a natural painting. Located at the southern tip of South America, the park has snowy peaks, glacial lakes, and winding rivers across many scenic miles. The name Land of Fire comes from flames Magellan saw from his ship during his famous exploration voyage in the year 1520. The weather here is harsh and surprising, sometimes bringing snowfall in summer due to sudden cold winds from Antarctica reaching the region. Iguazu Falls is one of the largest waterfall systems on Earth, with over 270 separate falls stretching nearly 2 miles through rainforest. The falls drop from about 260 feet, creating a thunderous roar and magical scene filled with mist and rainbows. The name Iguazu comes from a native language and means big water, perfectly describing its size and power. One of the most dramatic spots is the Devil's Throat, where water crashes into a deep, horseshoe-shaped canyon with great force. During the rainy season, water flow can reach over 45,000 gallons per second, showing nature's raw strength. UNESCO named the site a Natural World Heritage Site in 1984 for its beauty and biological importance. Quebrada de Humahuaca is a canyon about 96 miles long, known for colorful mountains formed from ancient layers of rock and sediment. Under sunlight, the rocks shift colors from purple to orange to red and yellow, creating a magical and changing landscape throughout the day. This area was once part of the Inca road system and played a major role in trade and cultural exchange in ancient times. The site is recognized by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site for its rare combination of geology, history, and living traditions. One special fact is that dry air and strong winds help preserve ancient ruins and artifacts that are thousands of years old. Aconcagua is the tallest mountain outside Asia, standing over 2,800 feet high in the mighty Andes range of South America. Its rugged terrain, steep icy walls, and freezing temperatures create a dramatic and challenging natural scene for all who approach. It is the highest non-volcanic mountain on Earth that can be climbed without technical skills, attracting many adventurers each year. However, about 70% of climbers fail due to extreme weather and high-altitude sickness during their ascent. A local legend speaks of a white figure in snowstorms, believed to be the spirit of a lost climber guarding the peak. Aconcagua is more than a high mountain. It is a symbol of mystery, courage, and the raw power of nature. San Francisco in Salta is impressive, with a bell tower about 174 feet tall, painted in red and gold, showing a rare sacred beauty. It is one of the oldest religious buildings in the Andes region, built in the 17th century and still keeps its Baroque and classical style. The church was once struck by lightning and burned in 1772, but people rebuilt it with strong faith and perseverance. Pope Francis once visited during a pastoral mission, prayed in front of the church, and encouraged unity, compassion, and strong faith in the community. The Jesuit block is a powerful symbol of faith and knowledge built by the Jesuits in the 17th century using strong and classic Baroque architecture. It is the birthplace of one of the oldest universities in Latin America that shaped education and Catholic belief for centuries. The complex holds an ancient library with thousands of handwritten Latin manuscripts from the 17th century. The image of him standing in front of the stone building reminds people of his return to spiritual roots in Argentina. Piazza del Popolo is a historic square known for its unique symmetrical architecture designed in classic Roman style. This square once served as the first stop for pilgrims arriving in Rome from the north. Spiritually, it is connected to important religious ceremonies, including public prayers and major church events. One emotional moment happened when Pope Francis knelt in silent prayer in the crowded square, showing powerful humility and faith. A strange light once passed through the top of the obelisk during a major religious day, making people believe a supernatural sign was present. The streets from this square were planned in a fan shape leading to sacred places, showing both spiritual vision and unique architecture. Plaza de Mayo is the oldest square and the most powerful political symbol of Argentina, where the May Revolution of 1810 began the independence movement. This square is not just a historical center, but also a place where people have expressed their voices through protests during the 20th century. A deeply remembered image is the presence of mothers in white scarves, known as Madres de Plaza de Mayo, demanding justice for their missing children. Besides political meaning, this square is also a lively cultural space where festivals, concerts, and community events often take place. Plaza de Mayo is not only a historic landmark, but also the beating heart of Argentina's national spirit. Basilica of the Holy Cross in Jerusalem is a special church with unique Baroque architecture, built to recreate the spirit of the Holy Land in Europe. It is famous for keeping sacred relics, like wooden fragments believed to be from the cross, where Jesus was crucified, and a piece of the Holy Crown of Thorns. According to legend, Saint Helena, the mother of Emperor Constantine, brought these relics to Rome from Jerusalem after a pilgrimage in the 4th century. Every year, thousands of pilgrims gather for the Good Friday procession of the Holy Cross, a sacred event symbolizing faith and sacrifice. The solemn space, lit by colorful stained glass windows, creates a powerful spiritual atmosphere for every visitor. Basilica of St. Paul outside the walls is one of the 4 biggest basilicas built to honor the memory of St. Paul. The building features a dome about 98 feet tall, massive columns, and golden mosaics showing portraits of popes from ancient times. In 1823, a major fire destroyed much of the church, but miraculously, the saint's tomb and sacred artworks were not damaged. A legend says if the row of papal portraits inside gets completely filled, it will mark the arrival of the end times. Once protected by Roman emperors, this holy place is now a major pilgrimage site, recognized across the global Catholic community. Blending spirituality, rich history, and majestic architecture, this basilica stands as an enduring symbol of Christian faith throughout the centuries. Perito Moreno Glacier is one of the few glaciers in the world that is still growing instead of shrinking like most others. It stretches about 19 miles long and rises around 240 feet high, creating a massive and breathtaking frozen wall of ice. The glacier rupture happens every few years and draws thousands of people to hear its loud sound like distant cannon fire. This glacier is named after explorer Francisco Moreno, who played a major role in defending and studying Argentina's remote frontiers. Local people believe the glacier carries the spirit of Mother Earth, bringing life and protective energy to the frozen landscape. Its unique blue color appears because the dense ice absorbs all light wavelengths except for the bright blue that reflects clearly. The Basilica of St. John Lateran is the oldest church and is called the Mother of all Catholic churches in the entire world. Its design blends Baroque and Gothic styles with a grand dome, high columns, and an interior full of light and sacred atmosphere. It was the official papal residence for nearly 1,000 years, holding a central place in the spiritual life of Catholic believers. This basilica hosted 5 Lateran councils, shaping the church's legal system and its overall structure across centuries of spiritual leadership. Every year on November 9th, tens of thousands of pilgrims come together to attend the solemn and sacred feast of dedication. This basilica represents the union of faith, history, and art, and stands as a living witness of more than 1,000 years. Apostolic Palace of Castel Gandolfo is a retreat for popes, placed high with beautiful natural scenery surrounding it from all directions. The palace shows classical design, combining sacred peace and majestic elegance unique to the religious center of the Catholic world. In 2013, Pope Benedict XVI chose to live there after resigning, marking a completely unprecedented moment in church history. During World War II, more than 12,000 refugees, including Jewish people, found protection there in a deeply historic act of mercy. Since 2014, the palace has welcomed public visitors, becoming a fascinating destination of cultural and spiritual importance. It is a place where faith, timeless beauty, and the deep layers of Catholic history come together for visitors to discover. The Basilica of St. Mary Major is one of the four most important Catholic basilicas, known for its golden ceiling, made from the first gold brought from the New World. Inside, it holds ancient mosaics from the 5th century and a relic believed to be wood from the manger where Jesus was born. A strange event linked to this place is snowfall during summer on August the 5th in the year 352, seen as a divine sign to build the church. Each year, on this day, white flowers are scattered during a special memorial ceremony. Pope Francis often visits this basilica before and after important events, offering flowers and prayers to the Virgin Mary. The church has never been destroyed by wars or disasters over thousands of years, making it a sacred symbol preserved through time. The Sistine Chapel is a unique art masterpiece, with a ceiling painted by Michelangelo over 4 years, showing hundreds of vivid human figures. This is the place where the conclave happens to elect a new pope, a sacred and powerful ceremony in the Catholic tradition. Michelangelo painted while lying on his back for long periods, causing him serious physical pain. Its historical meaning is tied to crucial moments that shaped the destiny of the Church. Culturally, it stands as a symbol of the union between faith and artistic genius. Under Pope Francis, the Sistine Chapel remains a place of major prayers and messages about love, humility, and care for the earth. The Basilica of St. Joseph of Flores holds deep meaning in the faith journey of Pope Francis, who used to pray and confess here as a young man. The church is designed in neo-Gothic style with towering arches and colorful stained glass windows showing Bible scenes. An inspiring truth is that at this very place, Pope Francis felt the calling to priesthood after a powerful confession. After he was elected Pope in 2013, local people celebrated with a special Mass and raised the Vatican flag in front of the church. Today, the original confessional chair and many of his portraits are still preserved, turning the site into a sacred pilgrimage spot and a valuable cultural heritage.